visual arts, we have a lot of courses for non-majors. They usually tend to fill up pretty fast, but we do have some available. For example, we have graphic design classes for non-majors, we have photography classes for non-majors, things like that. And those are also a big pull for a lot of students. I will say that most of the students that come to Winthrop to major in the arts generally already have a pretty strong background. They've probably grown up taking ballet lessons, or they've grown up performing in theater productions in their high school, or they've been making art for most of their lives, okay? So that means that even at the beginning level of classes that they're taking in our programs, they're in classes with students who are already pretty advanced, okay? So that's kind of an important thing to keep in mind. That is why we usually require all of our students to audition before we place them in a musical group or a theater or dance class. We want to see exactly what their skill level is before we place them in a class. Same thing with the visual arts. We tend to encourage students to show their portfolios to a departmental committee before we put them in classes, because we want to make sure that we've matched their skill level to the appropriate level of course that they're going to be taking. That's particularly true with transfer students, okay? A lot of times when students transfer, and this is a question you're going to get from a lot of prospective students who might be transferring in, if they have already taken art classes somewhere else, chances are, unless the institution is accredited like Winthrop is, they're probably not going to have the same skill level as what they would have had in an equivalent class at Winthrop. So in the case of transfer students, we always encourage students to bring in a portfolio of their work and show it to a departmental committee of faculty in order to have their skill level assessed, and then they're put in the class that's appropriate for their skill level. Because we want our students to master the foundations before they move on to more advanced work. Another question you're going to get a lot is a portfolio required to be admitted into the program? Or are you required to audition in order to be accepted into theater and dance, for example? And the answer to that is no, you're not required for admission to do those things. However, once you arrive and you've declared you want to be in that particular major, then you will audition in order to be placed in the appropriate skill level. And you'll be encouraged to show your portfolio, if you have one, in order to be put in the right art classes. Okay? So that's kind of an important thing to know. If you ever have questions about that issue, or another question you may get a lot is about scholarships. Do you have scholarships available in the arts? And the answer is yes, we do. Not a whole heck of a lot of scholarship money is available, but we do have some scholarships that are available. And all a person has to do is go to the departmental website, and each department has a scholarship and award section. And you can click on that, and it will tell you the different scholarship competitions that are available. And they usually happen in the year leading up to, or the year during which a student would be applying to Winthrop. So their senior year of high school, okay? And you can click on these different scholarships and see what's available, or the auditions. The auditions have already happened, so they may not be listed on here. Oh yes, they are. Here they are. Here's a list of all the audition dates that have happened so far. We just had one in February, because there's one coming up in March as well. Mm-hmm. So this is how a prospective student could potentially qualify for a scholarship by attending an audition, and they would do that make arrangements through the department office. If you ever have questions, if you want to take a prospective student into a specific space, like you want to show them the photography studio, or you want to show them a dance studio or something like that, just pop your head into the departmental office if you can figure out where that is, and ask somebody to let you in. Usually there'll be somebody in there who can open the space up for you to see it. Because once people see our spaces, like I said before, that is often a very big attraction. because our spaces are so nice and so state-of-the-art. We have beautiful dance floors with sprung floors and marley, which is like really nice to dance on. Our theater is gorgeous. Our art studios are really, really nice and really spacious and great workspaces. Many of our undergraduate students also get to have their own studios to work in, which is very unusual for a college, a university like Winthrop. Usually they have to share their studio space with one or two other students, but to have their own studio space where they can make art in the academic building is very unusual. So that's another thing to try to remember to mention. The main thing that I would do, however, is go to our arts page before you do a tour, find out what's going on so that you can mention it when you're doing a tour. You can follow our arts page. Hang on a second, let me get back to it. You can follow our arts page on Facebook or Twitter if you want, and every day you'll get an update of what's going on, okay? So you can follow on any one of these social media sites, and you won't even have to check on the website. You'll get an automatic daily update of what performances are coming up that day or that evening or that weekend, and you can share that information with your prospective students and parents. And again, we do offer comp tickets for events. All the parents have to do really is contact the departmental office, and reservations can be made for anything they want to see. Questions? I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything. Do you all have any questions about the visual and performing arts?